Hi, I'm Kristen Oakes-White.
And I'm Avery Davidson. Thank you for joining us for This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, the only TV show bringing Louisiana farmers and consumers together every week.
Well, if you're an average American family of four, you spend about $1,048 a month on food. That's according to the United States Department of Agriculture's March Cost of Food report.
That comes out to about 9 to 12% of your average income, much less than what people in other countries pay. However, not much of your food dollar makes it to the farmer. In fact, according to the USDA, the amount going to the farmer hit a record low. On average, less than 15 cents of every dollar you spend on food makes it to the farmer.
The total at the register goes up with every scan, but the part of each dollar spent on these items that makes it back to the farmer is at a record low, 14.8 cents. So let's take a dollar, break it into cents, and serve it up in a cup. So here I have that $1 worth of pennies in a little cup. We're gonna go around and ask some of you how many cents out of this cup actually makes it to the farmer. How much of this do you think actually goes to the farmer?
Probably less than half.
Less than half? How much do you think?
20%.
20%. It's actually at a record low. It's at 14.8%. So less than 15 cents out of this cup goes to the farmer. What do you think of that?
That doesn't seem right.
Not good. Not good at all.
50 cents?
It's a little lower. It's
30 cents?
a little lower.
Okay, 25 cents?
Little lower. It's actually at a record low right now. It's at 14.8 cents of every dollar goes to the farmer. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's not good.
I work for the ag centers, so
You might have an advantage.
So I might have an advantage, but I haven't looked recently. I'd say maybe out of a dollar, maybe about 8 cents.
8 cents. You're actually low. It's 14.8.
14.8, okay.
14.8 cents.
So,
So what do you think about that?
oh, I don't think it's fair, but you know, that's the way the agricultural system works, it seems. Until we recognize the value of what the farmer's doing in the fields, and of course also the fishermen and everyone that produces our food. We need to recognize their efforts in a more economically beneficial way, I guess.
The money farmers get for this grain is one factor. It has not been economically beneficial, according to LSU Ag Center ag economist Kurt Guidry.
Raw commodity prices have been down for the last 2 or 3 years. Our major agriculture commodities are in a situation where we have somewhat of an oversupply domestically of those, and until we get that supply and demand situation in more balance, commodity prices are likely to remain low, and therefore be a lower input cost in that food marketing chain.
Speaking of marketing, that's where most of your food dollar goes, 85.2 cents on average. But that includes every step of processing in making your food.
Anytime that commodity gets transformed, whether it be simply just moving it from point A to point B, being processed, having things added to it, it comes at a cost. And that cost therefore increases the total amount that a consumer has to spend on that food dollar.
There are some ways to ensure more of your food dollar goes to the farmer or rancher. One way is to buy directly from them. I know several ranchers who sell their beef directly to consumers, and they're really easy to find. I think you know a couple of them too, Kristen. Or you can always buy your fresh produce at the local farmers market, and that gets more of your food dollars into the pockets of farmers. And it really is something that people should think of a little bit more, because every step along the way in which the food product, the commodity, is removed from the farmer, that's another step where the food dollar gets sliced up more and they get a lower percentage.
But you also run into some areas that don't have, there are a lot of areas that don't have farmers markets or options. You know, you've got maybe one grocery store
Yeah, but that's one cool thing that like some of the groups like Breda here in the Baton Rouge area is doing. They're taking the farmers markets on the road and bringing them into those food deserts like Scotlandville, just outside of Baton Rouge.
Right.
There are lots of the same things going on in New Orleans. I know they got hit with Holly Grove shutting down, but there are ways, and people are actually trying to work so that if you can't come to the farms, they're trying to bring the farms to you.
We can bring it to my hometown.